What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Physical Media Friday. I've got something I've got directly from, I believe, Severin. Might not have been directly from Severin, but it's a Severin release that I got by itself. I may have pre-ordered it. I don't remember. And then I've got the remnants of a Hamilton book haul from a while back. Let's start with this pretty cool thing from Severin. This kind of fits right in with the Enter the Game of Clones box set. That has the Game of Clones Bruceploitation set, which has the documentary Enter the Game of Clones and many of the Bruceploitation films, starring the now late great Bruce Liang, Bruce Lee, L.I., or Bruce Lai, Bruce Lay, and a few others. So Severin's been doing some great work with these films. And now, on top of that, we have the Bronson Lee collection. I got to read the quote. 50% Charles Bronson, 50% Bruce Lee, 100% Nut Smasher. And this guy's name is Tadashi Yamashita. He was a grandmaster in martial arts. And it's called Zakarate, the Zakarate collection. Okay, you've got three films, Zakarate, Zakarate 2, and Zakarate 3. But then you also have Bronson Lee Champion, which I believe is like an Americanized version of perhaps the first film, or perhaps all three, much like Shogun Assassin is an Americanized and abbreviated compilation of some of the Lone Wolf and Cub films. I'm not 100% sure. Man, that smells new. But those four films are on 2 Blu-rays. This should be kind of a riot. There's some co-stars in here. Bolo Young, Shingo Yamashiro, who was in 13 Assassins. So, yeah. Looking forward to it. I really don't know much about Bronson Lee, so looking forward to that one. Or all 3 of these. 4 of these. Next up. Yeah. I had to get the third one. I did enjoy the first 2, especially the second film, Pearl. Boy, I really like that. I got a Blu-ray here of Maxine. I've heard mixed things. Mia Goth, who's been pretty incredible in these films, Michelle Monaghan, Kevin Bacon, Lily Collins. You know, bare bones release of Maxine. And the other 2, like I said, are DVDs. I really don't. This one happens to be Blu-ray. That's what was on sale, so I took it. I'll watch it, and hey, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I certainly was surprised with Pearl. I really like that. Next, I think Sean. Yeah, I think it was Sean for Movie Assault. Just showed this a while ago, and I made a comment that I like these kind of 1970s trucker type movies. You know, with all the different subgenres, the moonshine running ones, the ones that have dirt bike connections and racing connections. This is a double feature. You got The Great Texas Dynamite Chase and Eat My Dust with the young Ron Howard. Pops the clutch and tells the world. Ron Howard pops the clutch and tells the world, eat my dust. They'll steal your heart and rob your bank. The Great Texas Dynamite Chase, which features Claudia Jennings and Jocelyn Jones. Oh, she was in Tourist Trap, right? They're a pair of bandits that blast their way into banks with a carload of pure TNT. When they take Slim, Johnny Crawford, hostage, Johnny Crawford, from the Rifleman, they ignite a fun-fueled crime spree across the great state of Texas. So he's probably in his 20s in this. 1976. Let me think about this for a second. He might be in his 30s. I don't really know. There he is right there. But Johnny Crawford, check out my video I dropped on Christmas Eve, which was a summary of the Rifleman series and a review of the very last episode where Johnny Crawford sings Greensleeves. And then Eat My Dust, 1976, 89 minutes long. Ron Howard pops the clutch and tells Smokey to eat my dust. Hoover, who's Ron Howard, is seriously into Darlene, and Darlene is into fast cars. So Hoover steals a red-hot race car for the ultimate joyride, a screaming, squealing, shattering smash-a-thon. There's also and there's some other extras on here. We got Leonard Maltin interviewing Roger Corman, interview with Ron Howard, How to Crash on a Dime, The Making of Eat My Dust, The Illustrated Man, interview with Corman poster artist John Soley, and theatrical trailer. I'm not sure if that's just for Eat My Dust or both. I mean, I'm sure Maltin's interview might touch on both. Yeah, Maltin, I remember we used to get the Leonard Maltin movie guide for my dad, like every like couple years for Father's Day. It's like, what the heck are we going to get my dad? Well, a bunch of new movies came out since he had the last guide. Let's get him another one. He would just like read it for hours. He was, he notoriously went easy on Roger Corman movies, which set up a great joke on Mystery Science Theater once when he gave Laser Blast 2.5 stars. Not just Roger Corman movies. Of course, that was an Empire movie, I think. But he was easy on certain types of movies and harder on other ones. So that set up a whole joke about, he gave Laser Blast 2.5 stars. What do you give Amadeus? 2 stars. That kind of thing. Speaking of Mystery Science Theater, we'll get to that in a minute. And yeah, I wanted to have this Black Friday. I got to round out the holiday horror collection. I've heard it's pretty good. Is basically what I've heard. Bruce Campbell, Michael Jai White, Black Friday, Blu-ray. I will probably wait until next Black Friday to watch it because that's the way I am. And then we have, I think I may have shown this one. If I have, I have. I kind of lost track of what I showed and what I didn't. Robert Carradine, Billy D. Williams, Number One with a Bullet. I always thought we could have had used the sequel to Nighthawks with Stallone and Williams, and I wouldn't have minded if they focused more heavily on Williams' character, just to change it up, but we don't get that. We never got that. But we do got this with Robert Carradine. Audio commentary on here. This is a Kino Lorber. Audio commentary, that's for the Kino Lorber release. I mean, they usually don't have a whole lot of extras. That's just real quick. Billy D. is Hazeltine, a smooth and sophisticated narcotics detective. Robert Carradine is his hot-tempered and not-so-suave partner. Their humor hits as hard and fast as their fists, and they never miss in the lawless world of killer drugs. Produced by Golden Globus, co-stars Valerie Bertinelli, Peter Graves, and Doris Roberts. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, interesting cast. Directed by Jack Smite. I'll be curious to see Robert Carradine be kind of a tough guy. I don't know. I think he's a pretty well-rounded actor. I mean, he was in The Long Riders, Of course. Oh, can't get that in the slipcover. Anyway, next we have, and this is still on Hamilton Book. I was looking today for a relatively cheap price. This is the only one they got. This is Mystery Science Theater 3000, Season 13. Now, this is the Gizmoplex season. These are recent editions, though, recent films. So we're talking Joel Hodgson having a peripheral participation with this cast. You have these are the ones with Felicia Day and Patton Oswalt. And then you also have Jonah Ray, Emily Marsh, and Joel Robertson is in it to a degree. Yeah, and then you have some new people playing Crow, newer to us, different people playing Crow and Tom Servo, as opposed to not Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett, of course. Anyway, this version of Mystery Science Theater, I still think it's pretty funny. To me, Crow and Tom didn't sound that. They sound kind of similar to me. It's still good, and we did watch years ago. They had a Thanksgiving marathon. I think it was on Netflix, and we watched a couple of them after we got done from our turkey trot, and before we went to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving dinner. We were cracking up. So we got Demon Squad, Gamera versus Jiger, Munchie. Here we go. Santo in The Treasure of Dracula. Hey, that might be the only way I can watch Santo in The Treasure of Dracula. The Bubble, The Christmas Dragon, The Mask, Robot Wars, The Batwoman, The Shape of Things to Come, Million Eyes of Sumeru, Dr. Mordred, I think that's a full moon, and Beyond Atlantis. And I think Robot Wars is Full Moon too. Yeah, I've seen some of these. Some of these are pretty good. Robot Wars is fun. And actually, my son and I did see a live Mystery Science Theater presentation up at Rutgers University in New Brunswick some years back. And this was supposed to be Joel's retirement tour from doing live shows. And like Emily was there. She's really cute. She's really good. And it was no retreat, no surrender. And it was hilarious. I mean, their timing is impeccable when the way they sync the jokes to the movie. They are good at what they do. And it was kind of fun to see Joel in person. So not the classic Mystery Science Theater 3000 lineup, but it should be fun nonetheless. So what do you guys think about the new news about Mike Nelson and Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett going back to Mystery Science Theater? I don't actually know all the details. I just saw something pop up the other day, so that'll be kind of fun. Anyway, there you go. Whole Mystery Science Theater season. Some Bronson Lee and some other films, including some trucking type films. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in any of these, and come back again for another Physical Media Friday. Thanks. Later.